Hey guys, what's going on? This is Blitz and today we are going to do a comparison video between PUBG Mobile versus Fornite Mobile version. Without wasting time, now let's get it started. 2018 brought along with itself two games for the mobile platforms that changed the way people play games on the move. Epic Games Fortnite and Tencent Games PUBG Mobile single-handedly changed the dynamics of smartphone market this year. Both games offer a new way to play online multiplayer games. Both the games made consumers consider the gaming industry seriously. Both these games also resulted in a host of crazy gaming smartphones coming out last year, along with dedicated gaming gears to make gameplay better. Or many take PUBG Mobile and Fortnite to be similar games with just a slightly different treatment. I have even heard some saying that Fortnite is simply another version of PUBG Mobile meant to appease the youngster in a children-friendly way. In reality though, things are way different. Both the PUBG Mobile and Fortnite, despite being battle royale games, offered a completely different perspective of killing and surviving among 100 humans on a map. How PUBG Mobile and Fortnite are different? Let's check it out. Sometimes you may hear out PUBG Mobile being considered as a violent game. That's because PUBG Mobile takes the battle royale genre seriously. The whole game is themed around the player surviving in a map with 99 other players, looting clothes, weapons and medical aids. The gameplay is reminiscent of the Counter-Strike series with its army-themed world and a more realistic approach to in a game physically. In PUBG Mobile, you can run, you can lose stamina, you can lose health, you heal and you kill to survive. It feels realistic. You have to devise clever tactics in order to survive to last. Otherwise, your character dies if you are devoid of experience. With Fortnite, players are also left to fend for themselves in a map. However, instead of solely focusing on survival tactics, players need to collect material such as wood, glass and metal for building temporary structures. These structures can be used to protect oneself from enemies or show off your creative skills. The theme is very cartoonish and violence is tuned down to a minimum level using cutesy layers and fun moves. There's no blood and gore here, only a colorful and happy place full of cartoonish characters. However, the game appears to be chaotic for beginners and the learning curve is higher than that of PUBG Mobile. Both the PUBG and Fortnite follows the similar title Survival of the Fittest mantra, but things are a little complicated in Fortnite. PUBG, in comparison, is simpler with straightforward gunfights. Fortnite gives its players a lot of room to plan and play imaginatively. It lets its players to think creatively about the situation. PUBG does not give you the luxury of playing a wait and watch game. Play zone also grows smaller and smaller, forcing the remaining players closer to one another. The area outside the play zone deals constant damage and should be avoided at all costs. PUBG further limits the play area with red zones where bombs drop from the sky that will instantly kill any people outside of the cover. Controls are where it's really apparent which company has more experience making mobile games. Tencent is the undisputed king of mobile games and PUBG Mobile reflects that in spades. As far as control of mobile shooters go, you should be hard-pressed to find a better system than the one used in PUBG Mobile. Plus, there are several control schemes built in, with the option to completely customize them to your liking. Fortnite doesn't feature any kind of customization, and often the control leaves something to be desired. Part of this is due to the more complicated nature of game, with building, setting traps and so on. But some of this is due to specific design decision. PUBG Mobile's decision to introduce bots into the battle royale formula was certainly controversial, but it is also one of the main things that separates it from Fortnite. The player's first few matches only have 10 or 20 human players, with the rest of the game populated by bots. Even after you have got a few games under your belt, don't expect more than half of your opponents to have a pulse unless you are playing in a custom role. The Fortnite mobile has none of this, with a full 100 human players in each match. In practice though, the bots in PUBG Mobile actually end up making the game more enjoyable for newer players. They give us a chance to practice and get a few kills before stumbling to the harsh reality of a battle royale. No one wants to get knocked out in first few seconds of each match, but think twice before bragging about winning a chicken dinner on your first try. One major difference between Fortnite and PUBG is the number of maps and game modes they offer. Fortnite uses the exact same map as the PC version, which changes slightly as the game evolves. Fortnite also occasionally offers limited time games modes such as 50 vs 50 or Sniper Shootout. They spice up the game a bit and disappear before getting stale. PUBG instead offers several different maps, Iranga, Brandbar, and Sandhawk. PUBG Mobile also has a mobile-only arcade mode with fewer players to bring matches down to a more mobile-friendly version. One major difference between Fortnite and PUBG is how connected the mobile titles are with the PC titles they are based on. PUBG is a standalone game developed apart from the PC version, and Fortnite on mobile is essentially the same as the other version of the game. Players' accounts, progress, skins and so on are shared between platforms, so no matter where you play, you will have the same items. Players can even play with alongside their friends on Xbox, PS4, PC right from their mobile device. Fortunately, mobile solo players will never be stoned by mouse and keyboard using PC players. Player base is determined by parties, so mobile-only players will play with other mobile players, and the console players will play with both mobile and console players, while the PC players will get matched with all of them above. For what is that, the PUBG Mobile developers are also committed to keeping pure mobile players separated from the emulator users. Fortnite on mobile does look remarkably similar to the PC version, but currently there are options to tweak your graphics setting to improve performance. PUBG Mobile offers robust graphics setting to adapt it to just about any device. Unlike the PC version on release, it's also very well optimized, although low resolution textures to take away from the realistic feel of the game. Lightspeed and Quantum Studios has pushed out several updates to PUBG Mobile to include both higher and lower end Android devices. So finally, Fortnite vs PUBG, which is better? Both attracts the huge number of players they do for a good reason. They are excellent games. However, we would recommend Fortnite if you're more of a casual player and PUBG if you are a seasoned shooter and looking for a more of a serious experience. Whichever battle royale game you choose, let us know in comment section.